Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and all the distinguished guests who have gathered here this evening. This is my first speech at the Bangalore Toastmasters Club from the CC manual. Although it's called the icebreaker, there is nothing cool inside my head right now. So I'll try and begin with a formal introduction. My name is Rahul and I'm still searching for my Anjali. I'm working at Bharat Electronics Limited as a design engineer. We design and develop signal processors for radar applications that are primarily of strategic importance to the government of India and in particular to the nation's defense forces. When I sat down to pen my thoughts for this session, I was wondering what is it that I can tell you that, as the manual describes, can give you a fair understanding of myself as an individual. How can I possibly encapsulate all these years in a 4 or maybe a 6-minute speech if I'm lucky with the timer? As I look at my life, starting from a small town to coming to the IT capital of the country, I can think of 2 major factors that have shaped my life as it is today. I have imbibed my values from my humble beginnings in a small town called Sindri in the state of Jharkhand. Sindri, which means vermilion because of the reddish color of the soil, can also mean a land of mountains. Trust me, there are no mountains now, only the remains from deep coal minings, and a district practically burning underneath. But it was different when I was a kid. It was a beautiful town with lovely people. I'd never imagined that I would have to leave that place one day and work somewhere else. Our family was very well known in the town because of its huge size. It consists of my parents and 8 brothers and 1 sister. She is the perfect example of a dictator. She still dominates us. We were all very different while we were growing up, but we had one thing in common. We all loved sports. My mother used to ensure that all of us study for at least 2 hours so that we could earn the time of play. And we would all sit in a room studying, reading from our text, almost chanting. Once that was over, we would play as if our life depended on it. That was amazing. Even now when we meet, even for a day, we have a wonderful, wonderful time. As expected, we have been multiplying exponentially because of accident, as our friends usually describes as marriage. Imagine people ranging from 8 months to 80 years, all living in the same house, mad house. That is the place to be when you want to have fun, my friends. The second most important event or the factor that has changed my life almost single-handedly happened at the age of 16. I used to suffer from, the classic no one understands me syndrome. I grew up to be particularly aggressive because, as you can imagine, one among so many people, I felt deprived of attention. Around the same time, I became friends with a guy called Sumit. He was my best friend and still is my best friend. I found solace with him and his family. I started spending more time in his family than in mine. After all, my parents and my siblings were my enemies one day. And then, the unthinkable happened. Sumit lost his father in an inexplicable manner, and within a year, before he could recover from the tragedy, he lost his mother. I saw an honest, harmless individual lose his parents and in time lose himself. A deep sense of fear gripped me. What if? I can't complete a sentence even now, not even in my thoughts. But the threat was real. The next moment, from an errant, almost irresponsible guy, I became a friend, a comforter, a guardian, and a man. I remember going back home, holding my mom and crying for almost half an hour, maybe an hour, I don't remember because I lost sense of time. The grief was was so massive. But then, being a comforter, a shoulder of comfort to my friend, brought with it an immense sense of responsibility that transformed me into a better son. I cannot bring his parents back. Nobody can. But I can be a better son, and most importantly, a better human being. Anyway, life has taken lots of twists and turns since that moment, and I have landed in Bangalore. I have had a terrific time, almost topsy-turvy. At one point, I wanted to be a professional footballer, but the deepest, most meaningful relationship I had with football was the one that existed around my belly. But I'm not going to give up. I still love Manchester United, and I'm going to start writing blogs on Manchester United very, very soon. As soon as I can convince myself that I'm a better writer than Sajid Khan, the legendary co-author of House 2 script. As I stand here and I look back at this introduction, I wonder, what if I was not born in that huge family? Would I have been the same person as I am now? What if I had not met Sumit? Would I have changed at all? Frankly, I don't know. There are some choices that we are born with. Beyond that, life is all about the choices that we make in this life. We fall down, get up, learn from our mistakes, and move on, stopping at nothing and for nothing. This is what I believe my life's mantra, the essence of which was captured by Robert Frost's famous quotes that I hold very, very close to my heart. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.